will discuss about the topic cryotherapy in our physiotherapy college. So let's discuss about the definition of the cryotherapy. Cryotherapy is combination of the two words, that is cryo and therapy. Cryo means the application of the cold and therapy means treatment. So it can be finally defined as the application of the cold for the treatment or the therapeutic purpose. Now let's discuss about the principle of the cryotherapy. It is based on the principle of the latent heat. Latent heat can be defined as the heat required to convert one form of substance to the another, that is from solid to liquid or from liquid to gas. So when we apply cold to the tissue or any part of the body, the heat is absorbed by the cooling agents, that is ice changes its state from solid to liquid by absorbing heat. So when we apply ice, it generates more energy, that is 336 joules of energy, and when we apply water, it only generates 155 joules. So it is better to use ice rather than the water. Now let's discuss about the cooling factors. Cooling depends upon the three factors. First factor is temperature difference between the cooling agent and the tissue. Second factor is the length of the time of the exposure, and third factor is size of the area being cooled. Now let's discuss about the physiological effects of the cryotherapy. It can be localized as well as generalized. In localized effects, there are three: neuromuscular effects, metabolic effects, as well as the hemodynamic effects. Coming on to the hemodynamic effects, when we apply cold to the body or any tissue, the immediate vasoconstriction occurs. This vasoconstriction occurs by the two mechanisms: direct mechanism as well as the indirect mechanism. Directly, it stimulates the cutaneous receptors of the blood vessels to contract, hence resulting in the vasoconstriction. Indirectly, it decreases the production of the vasodilator mediators like histamine, as well as it decreases the activity of the sympathetic adrenergic receptors, resulting in the vasoconstriction. So now let's discuss about the important topic of the cryotherapy known as Lewis-Hunting response. So we all know that after the application of the cold, there will be the vasoconstriction. But after this period of vasoconstriction, there will be the period of the vasodilation, which lasts about for 15 minutes. So this cold induced vasodilation after a period of vasoconstriction is known as the Lewis-Hunting response and discovered by the Lewis. So the first phase of the vasoconstriction helps to reduce the blood flow and helps the limit of swelling and extent of the tissue injury, as well as the alternate phase of the vasoconstriction as well as the vasodilation helps to remove the metabolic waste like lactic acid and delays the fatigue. So now let's discuss about the neuromuscular effects. First is the decrease in the nerve conduction velocity, increase in the pain threshold, facilitation of the muscle contraction, alteration in the muscle strength, and lastly is the decrease in spasticity. Now coming on lastly to the metabolic effects of the cryotherapy, it has been established that on application of the cold, the metabolic rate is reduced. That is why it is recommended in the application of the acute inflammation, where there is abnormal increase in the metabolic reactions. Coming on to the general effects of the cryotherapy. So when on application of the cold, there will be stimulation of the cold receptors, which reaches the posterior horn of the spinal cord via the spinothalamic tract. Then it reaches the hypothalamus, thalamus, and then to the sensory cortex, resulting in the vasoconstriction via the vasomotor response. So now I'm coming to the therapeutic uses of the cryotherapy. First is acute inflammation, control of edema, pain control, spasticity reduction, facilitation of the muscle contraction, cryokinetic and cryostretch, and lastly symptom management in the multiple sclerosis. Now let's discuss about the methods of applications of the cryotherapy. First is ice pack, also known as the cold pack. It is available commercially, made up of silica and covered by the vinyl covering. It is available in different sizes and shapes to treat the different parts of the body. We should apply this pack covered by a towel for 15 minutes to treatment of the pain, edema or inflammation, and for 30 minutes to control spasticity. Coming on a second method known as the ice massage. It is the most common methods of the applications of the cryotherapy with the help of the ice cubes or ice blocks. It is applied over the small inflammation area or over the trigger points. It is mainly applied for 10 to 15 minutes or till the analgesia occurs in the form of the overlapping circles. It is mainly used for the treatment of the pressure source. Coming on the third method known as the cold compression units. These units consist of the cold water and a sleeve which is wrapped around the patient's body. This body or part of a limb should be kept elevated. This is used for the treatment of the strains, pulled ligaments and pulled muscles. It is mainly used for the treatment of the post-operative edema and inflammation. Coming on to the next method known as the ice towels. In this method, we need a bucket filled with the solution of the ice and water. We have to take a towel, dip it and squeeze and apply it over the treatment area for 20 minutes. It is mainly used for treatment of the large surface areas. Coming on to the next method known as immersion. In this method, we will immerse the body part or limb into the cold solution. The cold solution is made up of 50% of ice and 50% of water. It is mainly used to treat the distal extremities like hand, foot or ankle. Now coming on to the next method known as the vapor coolant sprays. In this method, the spray consists of the fluoromethane or ethyl fluoride which is sprayed over the treatment area at a distance of 45 cm and an angle of 30 degree. After spraying, we should ask patient to take a relax or gently take a breathe, and then we have to give them stretching. This is mainly used in the sports injuries and is also known as spray and stretch technique. Coming on to the last method known as the excitatory cold. In this method, it is mainly used for treatment of the spastic disorders. It is useful for the facilitation of the contraction of the inhibited muscle. The ice is applied quickly over the skin for 3 times. Coming on to the indications of the cryotherapy, first is pain relief, muscle spasm, muscle spasticity, swelling or edema, or to promote tissue repair. Now coming on to the contraindications of the cryotherapy, first is vasospastic disorders, peripheral vascular disease, cold urticaria, cryoglobulinemia, and lastly is the over-regenerating peripheral nerve. Now coming on lastly to the precautions of the cryotherapy, first is open wound, hypertensive patients, cardiac diseases, alteration in skin sensations, and lastly psychological disorders. Thank you.